guys, this is the third part of the Holy Trinity Triangle of gaming. I'm going to be talking about your own mechanical skill, or more specifically in bloodhunt, movement. I'll do another video talking about ability usage and cooldown management. As we've all seen, bloodhunt has some insane movement, which creates a very high skill ceiling. It's not all about how fast you can go, it's about how fluently you can move and how hard you are to hit. There's a lot of room for outplaying and shining as an individual. So today I'm going to go over some simple mechanics, lead to more intermediate skills, and then end up with putting both together to create very hard tech to perform consistently. Now with that being said, let's hop into bloodhunt and start breaking down the movement. Okay. So starting off when you load up bloodhunt, the first thing you want to do before we start this tutorial, you want to go to your settings, Keybinds. It's almost at the very bottom. You can see if you go right to the bottom, it's up slightly from the bottom. Free turn camera. You're going to want to set that to something that you feel comfortable hitting easily. So some people it's going to be your mouse button. Some of you it's going to be V. Some people might want to use left alt. If you use auto sprint, maybe you can hit it to shift. So the point of what this does is if I hit V while I'm moving, I can hit V, look behind me, and still move forward. See that? Now when I start, I let go of V, I will instantly move in that direction. This is going to be for some advanced tech that I don't think I've seen anybody doing yet in the game. Later on in the last portion of the video, this is not going to be part of the beginner crap. This is the stuff that very few people are going to be doing, and I've personally seen nobody doing it in the way that I've been doing it. So with that being said, let's actually hop into the game. Anyways, I'm trying to make a bloody video. You guys leave me alone, please, for like 1 second? So, let's start with the very basic stuff. Starting off, climbing. When you climb, you can look in any direction. You don't have to climb looking up or looking down. I see way too many people doing that. When they're playing the game, they do this. Don't have to do that. Okay, now, sliding is the same thing. When you slide, you can look anywhere. You do not have to slide and look forward. You can slide and look in any direction. Now, the game also has what's called a fixed camera, which means you can't run backwards. You have to be moving. Oh, you want to look in the direction you're sliding. So if you're going somewhere, you slide in the direction you're going. You can't be running right and slide. You just crouch. Now, another thing, you can also instantly jump when you slide. So when you go to slide, you don't have to hold it and then jump. You can almost, as soon as you hit control, you can hit space to jump right after that. See that? How I got that little crouch jump? Now, it's almost the same exact thing if you do a normal jump. The difference is if you're going down a slant, you can instantly get that momentum boost. See that? How you can chain two together. So now, that's just with the basic kind of like fundamental stuff you want to know about the game before we continue. Now I'm going to talk about the application of some of these movements. The time that you should be looking around when you're sliding, other than just trying to gain intel, is if you're rounding a corner at the edge of a building like over here, and you know you're being chased by a team, it's a good thing to get used to doing this. Look behind you before you get around that corner. If I know I'm going to round this corner, you want to slide. You can check behind you if you're being chased. It's a really good tech for that. If you're going to use that tech with them close, like say if there's a person right here, if you run out of ammo, you don't want to just run at them. Turn your camera and you can get a much better slide jump to the side. See how you can almost do it instantly? So if you're looking at them, see, if I just hold it, I won't always get it. So when you're holding them, it's better to just look to the side for a second and get that little crouch jump. Now another thing, you can almost, for the majority of the time, cancel your landing and the little animation you do when you land, primarily just by hitting the ground. Right before you hit the ground, you want to start holding control, and then when you hit the ground, you want to hit space. So, hold control, space. See that? No landing animation. Back up. I'm just trying to make a tutorial, brother. I'm just trying to help people get better at the game. Maybe you can come watch it. I'd appreciate it. Okay. So next we're going to get into wall sliding, which is if you're on top of a building and there's another team looking at you, like right here. Say if it wasn't as open as this, and I don't want to peek from here, and they're over right there. You can fall off the building and scale the building by using W and your other movement key to just be on the side of the building. Now let's get into wall tacking, which is my favorite and where the majority of the skill is going to come into play. Wall tacking is when you hit a wall and you're jumping off. While you're holding W in space, you can climb. If you were to then hit S while you're climbing, okay, you can jump off it like that. So I just wall jumped. Now, you don't have to climb up the building. You can just hit the wall and do it. See that? You can do it on angles. You can do it on pretty steep angles as well. As long as you are looking towards the wall. See that? So the way you want to heal faster is you can actually heal when you're sliding. So the best way to do it is slide, jump. Now when you hit the ground again, you'll slide. So that's how you want to do it. When you go, you slide, jump, hit control. You'll keep sliding. You have about half of it done before you actually have to stand back up. That way it's a little bit of mobility. If you need that when you're running around a corner, pop your heel. Just get that couple extra feet before you have to stand up. Okay, now let's get into advanced wall sliding. So when you're on a wall, you can, if you hold W, some walls will let you actually slide along it. The only problem with this is that you can't look to the right, left. If you do, you're going to fall off the wall. So when you're sliding, if I look around, I fall off. Now, the way to combat this is when you're sliding, you can either A, use the button you set for your free turn. So if I come up here, I can hit V. That will allow you to look around while you're wall sliding. So when you're rotating, you can also still keep tabs of everything going on around you. So when you're sliding, you can also just hit the opposite keybinds. So when I start sliding, I can move to A and S, and I can stay on the wall. So I come over here, if I'm going to the right, hold D, I can stay on the wall. Another thing for like advanced move, I'd say this is one of the other pieces of advanced tech. Instead of peeking something, most guns are just as accurate when you jump shoot them. So instead of peeking here, I can get a much safer peek by jumping up like that for a second. And now, when I said that V is not going to come into play until later, that's because V, there's people fighting, that's because V is really hard to use, or like the auto turn camera is really hard to use in conjunction. As in, if I were to tack off this wall, I have to look at this wall. If I hit V when I'm going towards it, I can turn around. See that? I can turn around, and now because of that, I can tack off this wall without having to look at this wall. See that? And then as soon as I let go of V, I'll turn around. I can carry momentum, and I can still look at the target. So say if there's a person right here, I can start running at the wall, jump, and I don't have to like ever break eye contact with them. Does that make sense? So I can look at them the entire time. That's where the advanced portion comes in. It's using all the tactics like this together fluently and not messing any of them up. As an example, right here. What's better? Can you use my ability to get up here? Or I can just start wall attacking. Now, it's not the fastest way to get up, but I'm a lot harder to hit if anybody were up here watching me. That's how you move in a kid to finish the game. And that's advanced movement, guys. Well, in saying that, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys feel like you learned a lot, and I hope you guys feel like you can start using some of what you just saw in your games. because that's how you use movement in a fight to take advantage. Thank you, guys. I'm Kyme. Much love.